To Wednesday afternoon basketball. And tonight we've got Boston playing against Minneapolis. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. To the middle. Here's Wembanyama. Can't hit that one. Good defense by Wembanyama. And then Abdul-Jabbar slams it in.
Yeah, I don't think you can allow Abdul-Jabbar to get ideal position inside, because if you do, he's dunking it all over you.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
We're always hearing the debate, who is the greatest of all time? Well, Clark, do you think passing Kareem's all-time scoring mark finally puts LeBron out in front?
Kevin, that in and of itself puts LeBron in rarefied air, no doubt. But when you're talking about the greatest player of all time, we all have our opinion. It's just so hard, I think, to effectively debate players across different eras. I just say there have been a ton of great players throughout the history of the game, and LeBron is certainly at the top of the list, no matter when he played.
Out to Doncic. 6 to shoot. There's the triple. Fires it up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
A towering presence on both ends. Abdul-Jabbar is also known for his unblockable and most unique sky hook. Such an impactful, unique big man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Here's KD. And he goes right over Luka Doncic and slams it down.
Tell you what, when Durant is feeling it, he puts on some swagger. He's going to let you know he's got it going.
Pass to Wembanyama. With the shot. Misses off the right iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Great touch from KD. Great range, too.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And the dunk by Bol.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Inside. On the wing, Giannis. James with it. Back to Antetokounmpo. Kicks it out to James. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. James has got 6.
Antetokounmpo, nice pass there. Good at finding his open teammates.
And Doncic throws it down.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
Nice ball movement by Boston. James wide open. And again, Boston with the triple.
That's the competitive fire that burns with LeBron James. He's happy to come right back with one of his own.
A 3 from Wembanyama. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. And he sinks the second.
And the enthusiasm and expectations for Wembanyama are off the charts for a rookie. That's a lot of pressure for a young man to deal with.
1:29 left in the first quarter. From deep, James. Rebound by Yao.
Yeah, but the defenders draped all over him. He just could not shake loose.
Wembanyama gets the bucket.
How about the range? Wembanyama has that rare ability at the center spot.
Pass to KD. Back to Wembanyama. Outside Durant. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Minneapolis.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Wembanyama, that's for two. And Bol wide open. He shoots. Bangs home the trifecta. Bol's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Minneapolis.
James continues to impress with his passing. I think that's his greatest attribute. Outstanding assist there.
Yao. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. There's 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Back to KD. Over to the wing. Antetokounmpo. That's a two-pointer. And another basket for Boston.
And that's exactly why Antetokounmpo is so loved. I mean, his ability to make the right call, the right decision, and pick and roll sets. That's why he's involved in those sets as much as he is.
Substitution on the court.
Doncic outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Doncic has got 5 points so far.
Great off-ball action from Doncic.
The three. He can't get that one to fall. Bol has been the guy making things happen for Minneapolis. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct.
26.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Minneapolis?
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And one other thing they've done well today, guys, share the ball. I mean, set up teammates and just playing unselfishly. And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And, you know, you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Hardaway with it. He's picked up by Irving. Booker with no one around. And another three for Minneapolis.
And from the corner, Booker is not a player you can forget about.
Here's McGrady. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. McGrady's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. For the three. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for three. That's on Yao Ming.
Man, it's such a pleasure to watch Sabonis work. Great basketball IQ and an unreal passer for a big guy.
And he nails the third.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them. Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
Especially on the three-point attempt. I mean, you have to defend that shot without fouling. Now you give a guy 3 free throws.
And, guys, it's crazy. He really was a late bloomer. You know, Irving didn't have the big-time amateur career you hear about with some stars. But, boy, he's more than made up for it.
Durant with it. Yao picks him up. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
No good from Booker. Boston trails by 11 and stolen by Booker. To the inside. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Booker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Talk about a high IQ baller. Durant read the pick and roll coverage perfectly there.
And stolen by Irving. Here's Boozer. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Boozer's got his first points of the game. Pass to Booker. Puts up a three. Sinks the triple. Booker's got the lead up to 14 now for Minneapolis.
Every chance he gets, Booker willing to take that shot. A consistent three-point shooter.
And it's Boozer penetrating and pushing it up as Minneapolis again in transition.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Pass to Fall. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And it's fun to watch guys like Booker that see the floor this well. Seems to always get it to the right man.
Back to Chamberlain. Fall with the rebound.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession. And if you want athletic ability, then look no further. Hardaway with a stylish jam.
Poked away. Now with the ball. He's picked up by KD. Clock at 6. To the paint. Pass to Chamberlain. Shot to stop the run. Drills the three-pointer. McGrady's got 6 here in this quarter.
And how about getting a hand up on McGrady, especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside.
.56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Booker looking around. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Another one falls for Minneapolis.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Hardaway with a wide open look. Hits the three-point bomb. Hardaway has got 5 now.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And brilliant play from Booker. Got it away in time before the defense could close.
Traps in the tray.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
And there's the call on Yao. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
6 seconds left now here in the second. Booker with a deep 3. And another 3 for Minneapolis.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor space.
And you know what? It's all about the long distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
The visiting team. 15.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And Minneapolis has possession. They lead by 20. It's the most we've seen. Man, you look at the hype surrounding Wembanyama. Greg, it's unreal.
One of the best prospect profiles really since LeBron. All the ones there to try and live up to the expectations. But he's got the tools to be one of the best to ever play. Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
And here's Booker from the arc. And another 3 for Minneapolis.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
It's tipped. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Fast break. Here they come. Good, and Abdul-Jabbar gets the assist. 9 points for Victor Wembanyama.
He runs so well for his size. Wembanyama knows how to finish on the break.
The shot by KD. No good.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the 3, but he just couldn't get it to go.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
They get a hand on it. And stolen by James. Here's the 3. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
You know, LeBron plays a very mistake-free game, usually in the open court. And when he's out on the break, the points are almost a guarantee.
Here's Wembanyama. Misses from short range. Pass to Wembanyama. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And Victor Wembanyama gets the 3.
For 3.
Wembanyama's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Minneapolis. Here's Bol. Outside Durant. Back to Bol. There's the 3. It's hauled in by Minneapolis. And Booker puts up a deep 3. And Bol pulls it down.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Kareem Abdul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Wembanyama, that's for 2. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. From deep three-point territory. Wembanyama, no good. Down low. And to Kumbo.
How about the vision by Wembanyama there? Always looking to get teammates involved.
That was a vicious slam from Bol. Love seeing him throw it down with that kind of power.
A 3 from Wembanyama. 1:46 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Wembanyama. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Wembanyama's got 8 points in the quarter.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When he gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do. And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
So both teams changing it up here. For Minneapolis, they've been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And he makes the first.
Carlos Boozer.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
And now the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Clark, LeBron did something most people thought would never be done.
I'm in that camp, Greg. I tell you, Kareem was my guy. He was my idol as I was growing up. I never thought his record would be surpassed. It just shows you how remarkable LeBron has been in his production, in preparation, in taking care of his body. And this guy is still going strong. That makes him the king.
And another miss by Minneapolis. A difficult situation for Boston.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Onto the floor for the Orange team. Number 10, Kevin Garnett.
Right side, Abdul-Jabbar. Nailed from three-point land.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Abdul-Jabbar's got 12 points in the game.
You know, Garnett is a willing passer, especially when one of his guys has a clean look.
Boozer wide open, he fired. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom. Well, I love watching him carve his way inside and capitalize.
Out to the right wing. Back to McGrady. For 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
And of all the attributes, one thing that sometimes gets overlooked with Chamberlain is the court vision. Makes a great read there.
A three-pointer is right on target.
3 points.
How about the range on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in form.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight. And he knocks down the first one.
And Boozer, quite the efficient scorer, a banger in the post, who also has a very solid and reliable mid-range shot.
And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for Minneapolis. Outside, Bryant. To the middle. Here's Yao. And finished off by Yao.
and he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Boozer. And so it's Minneapolis rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up a quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific.
89.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So it's Boston now. Now here is McGrady. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Doing it with style. McGrady punishing the D for giving him that kind of airspace.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. Really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
And here's Kobe from the arc. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot three. That's on Yao Ming. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Minneapolis.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And the defense has been disruptive, forcing turnovers, challenging shots. The turnovers they've been able to turn into points, too.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
From deep three-point land, the long-distance three is buried. Abdul-Jabbar's got 21.
Boy, Abdul-Jabbar just showing off that smooth offensive game he has. It's tough to handle his combination of size, skill, and agility.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies.
He's a highlight reel, always on the launch pad.
Picked by Yao. And here's Bryant for three. They get it again. Here's Garnett. Good on the three-point shot.
KG just looked so confident. Like the moment he had the ball, he knew that shot was dropping.
Yao. And finished off by Yao.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Abdul-Jabbar for three. And another three for Minneapolis. Here's McGrady. Pass to Irving. Back to McGrady. Nice ball movement by Boston. From past the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Outside, Kobe. Pass to Yao. Picked by Yao. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Kobe. Minneapolis needs to get off a shot. Bucket is good.
And what makes Kobe next level? The instinct for the game. An ability to just see it before it happens.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
And stolen by Wembanyama. Garnett, the screen. Nifty move. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
1:53 left to play here in the fourth. And Abdul-Jabbar gets it to go.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it.
And the dunk by Bull.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Bulls got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, nice setup by Wembanyama. On top of everything else, this guy has an incredible IQ.
On the wing, Kobe. From the arc. And Boston with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Garnett with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Takes a three. Abdul-Jabbar for three. And stolen by Wembanyama. To the paint. Kevin Garnett with the steal. Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Bryant looking around. Lets it go from deep. Shots good by Garnett.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
Well, you know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
And Minneapolis making a change here. And here's Abdul-Jabbar. He'll bring it up for Minneapolis. Doncic outside. Pass to Bol. Doncic outside. Just 5 to shoot. Abdul-Jabbar on the wing. Here's Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Doncic outside. To the inside. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Team ball. Coming onto the floor for the OA team, number 1.
And stolen by Yao. So Minneapolis wins it. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you